上走啊。
去邊啊？
Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Bob Roberts, and this is my review of Frozen. I can't and won't say that Frozen sucked, because it didn't. But I can and will say that it frustrated me to a large degree. It had the opportunity to be good. The story wasn't bad. The film looked really nice. But unfortunately, the film hinged on the performances of the two female leads, Janice Vidal and Janice Mann. Well, to put it bluntly, the two Janices don't have the acting chops to carry the film. I grant you some of the other people in the film, i.e. the other actors, the director, etc., didn't make it any easier. And that's a shame, really, because the plot, although thoroughly generic, laid out a long and interesting string of possibilities, and unfortunately just a few of them were realized. I just kept thinking that if there were more people in this film who could really act, it would be a whole lot better. No such luck. Now, don't get me wrong, Janice Mann is really easy to look at, even in a frightening 1980s perm that's so strong that it can resist a couple decades worth of cryogenic suspension. Janice Mann is photoshopped by God. She just looks too perfect. It's actually kind of strange. And I'm not talking about her figure. I just mean her skin is flawless. I couldn't pay attention to the movie because every time there was a close-up, I would just sat there going, she's grossly photogenic. She looks as good as I look bad, and let's face it, I usually look like shit. But being able to stare at Janice Mann for 90 minutes is still not enough to redeem this film. And to me, what's really bad about it is that it's not complete garbage like Flirting Scholar 2. It's more insidious than that. I'm not going to tell you what the plot is because when I tried to write it out, it ended up sounding frankly kind of asinine, and it doesn't really come across that way when you watch it. I mean, in some ways it does come across as asinine, but not the plot, I mean the movie itself. Usually that's the fault of Janice, one or the other, or both. Now, to be fair, I have to concede that, as is the usual case, I am not the target demographic for this film. It's designed to appeal to teenagers, and on that level, I would assume it works. But I'm not a teenager, and it's been 2 teenagers since I was a teenager. Well, teenagers can overlook things like plot holes, bad acting, clumsy melodrama, and stilted exposition. I can't. I'm not that lucky. Now, I can't really endorse this movie, but I can't really steer you away from it either. It has some interesting things about it, but they're sprinkled throughout this kind of irritating movie. Maybe other people will get more out of it than me, and for their sake, I hope so. Or maybe you should just watch it as a comedy and laugh at it. As long as you keep your expectations low, you probably will enjoy it. If nothing else, you could watch it just to see Yim-lai do more damage to his acting reputation than Aaron Kwok did by making City Under Siege. Speaking of Heavenly Kings, Leslie Chung fans should really enjoy Frozen, because he plays a major role in the plot, although kind of in absentia. So if you want to watch this movie, you should do that. But of course, the way you should do it is by paying for it and not by stealing it. Don't watch it online, don't download it. In the description, there's a link where you can buy this movie. That's what you should do, because at least that way you won't be guilty. If you enjoyed this review, please leave me a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment too. If you enjoy the channel, please think about subscribing. Thank you, and please, if the sign says wet paint, believe me, it is.